What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. My name is Chase, and this is That Sounds Terrible. Today's episode, we're taking a look at a new startup company called TwoMuttsAudio. This is the High Scream. All right, you guys, let's talk about the pedal a little bit. So this is the first pedal in what Mark is calling his art series. So the artwork is done by a famous artist. His name is Edvard Munch. It is called the Scream, for those of you who don't know. So it's really fitting for the type of pedal, which is a Tube Screamer variant. I believe this one is based on the TS9 pedal. So we have our kind of standard controls. We have a drive, a tone, and a level. And then we have a three-way toggle. Now the toggle is going to control various clipping modes in this pedal. So in the top position in S, we have single diode. Kind of standard for a lot of overdrives is you have one diode one direction and another diode in another direction. And that's what creates the clipping and the circuitry for that. So we're going to go into the middle position, which is D, and that stands for dual diodes. So now we've got two diodes going in two different directions. So I'm going to assume that that's really going to beef up the sound a little bit and kind of add some more low-end presence. It's probably just going to be a big wall of sound, would be my guess. Now that bottom position is A. So that's asymmetrical. All right, so that's two in one direction and one in the other. Another famous pedal that kind of uses asymmetrical would be like a Boss SD1 for those who don't know. That's kind of the idea. So you have a Tube Screamer variant, which is a standard one in each direction, and then you have asymmetrical clipping in the SD1. So it's going to be interesting to see how well that reacts with a Tube Screamer variant and see what it does. So let's go ahead and talk about the gear. Now today's gear, we're going to be using my PRS. It's a 2019 CE. It has the 8515 pickups in it, so they're the factory Maryland pickups. Kind of medium output. And then we're going to go into my Republic X amp right here. Love that amp. It's a great amp. It's got 6L6s in it. It's just a one-channel amp. It's just a really good, solid amplifier. So the High Scream is going to boost that. That is going to go into the Mojotone ISO cab. Now the Mojotone ISO cab is loaded with a Jensen Nighthawk 75 and a Jensen Raptor 100. Both of those are mic'd up with a SC Electronics V7X microphone. There's no other processing or compressors or EQ or anything done. So all of that is raw audio. That's what you're hearing. And let's get into it, shall we? right, you guys, that's going to be it for the High Scream. This pedal it's really cool. I personally prefer it in the third clipping mode and that asymmetrical. To me, it just kind of opened the sound up a little bit. It's not quite as compressed. You can really drive that drive knob up and get some really good tones out of it. So I enjoyed that third clipping mode. Now the middle clipping mode, the dual, where you got 2 diodes in each direction, the one thing I noticed about it is that it really filled the sound out. It kind of brought back some of the low end, but it just was a big wall of sound like I thought it was going to be. So for me, it was a little too much or over the top. But with that being said, in the up position, the single, it is, again, kind of that stock Tube Screamer, kind of sound. So to me, it's nothing to write home about. We all kind of know that sound for the most part. I did notice that in the middle and then in third position, if you roll the level down to about 3 o'clock, maybe kind of like 2 o'clock, you can drive up that drive a lot and really get some really good sounds out of this pedal. So that was good to know. Now, on to kind of personal preference, what I would change. I think the overall level, the output overall should be a little bit more. Again, personal preference. It's not a knock on the pedal by any means. In the standard stock mode, I think it is a little underperforming compared to a lot of other Tube Screamers that I have, I should say. Now, of course, all of mine are geared towards like your high end, not really high end, but more of the heavy metal guys and the metalcore. Just you're absolutely smashing the front end of your amp. So this pedal isn't really going to do that. This is going to be more for your hard rock and arenas metal kind of stuff in that current, as it sits, I should say. I would like to see just a little bit more on the output side of it, just a tad bit more. I don't know how much you would say, 15 or 20% or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, that's really the only negative thing, again, but that's personal preference. So this thing is really cool. Again, shout out to Mark for letting me check this out. This is a great pedal. I'll post a link to his website in the bottom of the description. You guys can go and check him out. Again, this is the High Scream by TwoMuttsAudio. Tell me in the comments below what you guys thought overall. I'll see you guys in the next one.